I'm going to tell you the story of Alice the alligator. And here is Alice. Alice the alligator lived in the Florida Everglades. Now, Everglades are huge swamps with lots of shallow water and tall, thick grasses growing up through that water. Alice the alligator was a fierce, dangerous predator, swimming through the water and eating any animal she could catch in her big, strong jaws with her many sharp teeth. Chomp, chomp. One day, Alice was swimming under the water, and a little fish swam by her, and he didn't even notice that Alice was there, and she swam along behind him. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Chomp, chomp! She ate him all up. Then one day, Alice was swimming under the water, and she looked up on the surface of the water, and she saw a little duck. He was floating up there. He didn't even know that Alice was under the water watching him, and she swam up under him. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Chomp, chomp! She ate him all up. Then one day, Alice was floating in the water the way alligators do, with her nostrils and her eyeballs on the surface of the water, and her whole body was under the water. Nobody could see her, but she could breathe, and she could see, and she was watching the shore. And there was a little squirrel sitting on the shore. He didn't even know that Alice was watching him from the water. And she swam up to the shore. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Chomp, chomp! She ate him all up. Any animal living in Alice's part of the Everglades had better watch out. Chomp, chomp! Well, one day in early spring, Alice built a nest. And she made that nest out of grasses and leaves. And then she dug down inside that nest and she laid her eggs. Now, these grasses and leaves would rot in the sun, and inside the nest it would get really hot, really warm, and those eggs would stay nice and warm. And inside those eggs, the little baby alligators would grow and grow and grow. Now, Alice was swimming around near her nest, and along came a very nosy, very smart raccoon. Now, this raccoon knew that this was an alligator's nest with eggs inside, and he dug down inside until he pulled out 2 baby alligator eggs. Now, Alice was just swimming back to her nest when she looked up and she saw that thief running off with her eggs. She swam fast through the water and ran across the land, wild with anger, to protect her babies. Chomp, 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 chomp. But that thief got away. Then one day, Alice was swimming near her nest, and along came a daddy alligator. Now, daddy alligators will eat baby alligators. And even though Alice's babies had not hatched and come out of the nest, she wasn't taking any chances. She went after that daddy alligator. Chomp, 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 chomp. She was so fierce and so aggressive, he decided he'd better leave, and he swam away. Alice watched over her nest for 2.5 months. No other baby animals have a more fierce, dangerous predator for a mother watching over them. Then one day, after 2.5 months, she heard a noise coming from inside the nest, and this is what it sounded like. Her babies were hatching, and they were calling to her from inside the nest because they couldn't get out by themselves. So Alice went back to the nest, and she dug down inside until she pulled out a little baby alligator, just a few inches long. Now remember what a fierce, dangerous predator Alice was. Well, she opened her big, strong jaws with her many sharp teeth, and so gently she took that baby in her mouth, and she carried him down to the water's edge and let him go for his first swim in the Everglades. And he swam all around, and while Alice ate her prey, her babies hunted for their own prey, dragonflies and little fish and grasshoppers. And when Alice floated in the water, the babies climbed up on her back for a free ride. Alice would watch over these babies for 1 to 2 years until they were big enough to take care of themselves. And this is how one of the fiercest, most dangerous predators in the world was also one of the gentlest, most caring mothers of all. And that is a true story. And now I have a little friend back here who's very, very shy. It is a true story. That is. That really happens in the Everglades with alligators. My friend's name is Smiley. Can you make a guess? What do you think, or who do you think Smiley might be? What do you think Smiley is? Could be a person? What else do you think Smiley could be?